What's up, duelists? Tomorrow is the day you've all been waiting for. RBET rulers. The end of the season finale, is tomorrow. How exciting. This is the third year I have ran this tournament series. And tomorrow will be the third finale. Who will win? Who will make history? That's the real question. Who will make history? What's up, duelists? Welcome into the stream. If you missed today's video, you gotta go watch it. That's the real thing. That's the real deal. The samurai video. Yeah. That video's the sauce. We'll be doing predictions here shortly. What's up, duelist? What's up, Ryan? You'll be drawing at least 6 cards tomorrow. Beyond that, no guarantees. Do you have the roll? You should have the roll, right? I need to make sure you have the roll in the Discord. Oh, you do? Okay, good. Cool. There were a couple people who didn't have the roll, so just making sure everyone got it. What's up, duelists? Tomorrow's RBT Rulers. Tomorrow is the finale of this year's tournament series. We have predictions to make. We have some reflecting to do upon this season, upon what's won tournaments this season. Let's see. We've had, I believe, how many tournaments in this series? There was 5 online, 3 in person. Checking in from 30,000 feet above the Atlantic Ocean. What's up? What's up, Feng Shui? Are you on airline Wi-Fi right now? How are you doing tonight? I hope you're having a safe flight. Yeah, RBET, man. RBET Rulers is this weekend. It is absolute Chad Feng Shui in the chat right now. We've got a lot of stacked players. Like, this is going to be the most stacked tournament all year, right? Undoubtedly, right? Let's see, if I go to the RBET playlist. Jeez, there's 95 videos in the RBET playlist. That's crazy. Anyway, we've had 5 RBETs online and 3 in person. So if we go over what's won, it's been 3, I think it's 2 Vayu Turbo? Vayu Turbo won Maryland, and it won one of the online ones. So 2 Vayu Turbo at least. And then we had Black Wings win LA. We should probably make a chart. We should probably make a chart and do this like I did it last time. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. So we're going to make a chart. We're going to chart everything that's won in RBET this season so far. And this is just first place. Hold up. I need like a calendar stock photo. What's up, Tian? How you doing tonight? I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, but airline Wi-Fi en route to Scotland for a week. That's gonna be sick, dude. How hype? Calendar months, I guess. You really like my 6M list, but sometimes it's just so bricky. Well, do what you gotta do to make it less bricky, right? Change it if you gotta. Alright, why is it not showing us the... I need like a calendar that has the months, you know what I'm saying? Okay, hold up. Why is this so hard? Why am I getting all this live, laugh, love bullshit? I just want something that says January, etc. You know what I'm saying? Okay. What the fuck, man? What the fuck is going on, bro? I feel like I have something like this. I feel like I have this image on my computer, and I don't know where it's at. Here we go. This should work. Yeah, that'll work. That'll have to work. Okay. Cool. We've got the calendar with the months. All right, so January was RBT1, I believe, of this season. Someone want to confirm that for me? Yeah, I believe January. RBT1 Season 3 streamed 8 months ago. The fuck? So that was in March? Okay. What one? What was first place? Does anyone remember what won? Oh, it was OG99 with Value Turbo. Okay. 3 people running that 6 a.m. list at your locals tonight? That's hype. Did any of them do well? I'm curious. Alright. Value Turbo takes the first RBT of this season, right? This was kind of the end of the whole like Value Turbo hype from last year. It wins March, I believe. Did OG99 win both? Or did Ghost Rider win? Did Ghost Rider win? Who the fuck won the first one? It was OG99, right? Okay. So there's that one. Then, 7 months ago, which was April, did Value Turbo win again? Oh yeah, it was Cold Madness. Won again in April. Value Turbo. No, Value has not won anything. Honestly, I think it's like worse, like overall. Just less consistent. So Value Turbo wins in April. Blackwing won in April? You think? I thought it was Cold Madness with Value Turbo. I'm pretty sure it was Cold Madness with Value Turbo. I'm looking at the top 8 deck list right now. So RBT3, which was 6 months ago, which was in May, Season 3, was won by... Who won it? This was the Chill Phil one, right? Yeah, Chill Phil versus Artemis, so it was Blackwings. So, yeah, Chill Phil's first win, I believe. Let's do a little Shura. Do I have Shura? I'm going to search Blackwing. Hold on. So, Blackwings wins in... I've got a Shura. I got to have a Shura in here, bruh. Oh, I got a Bora. That'll work. Yeah, Blackwings won in May with Chill Phil piloting. Ghost won a Season 2 RBT. You're a year behind. Yeah. Yeah, Ghost Rider won last year. Then the next one was LA in June, which I believe was also Blackwings. Or was LA in June, or was it in... When was LA? I think LA was the next one, though. I could be wrong. Yeah. And that was HT19 with the, like, 6 draw trap Blackwing deck. When was LA? 5 months ago? So that would be June. Yeah. So, yeah, HT19 wins. Then the RBT4 deck lists are not... RBT4 was Raikoko with Dragon Turbo. So, we're going to do this. And RBT4 was in... Also was in June. They were both in June. I'm just going to put it in July. I'll just put it in July, even though it was also in June. So Dragon Turbo wins. And then RBT Maryland was after RBT4, which was OG99. I believe he won again. I believe he won again with Value Turbo again. I could be wrong. I think he won in time in the finals with Value Turbo. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that was OG99's tournament. And then September was Yados Glads from Douglas in New York. How do I not have this? What is this? We may have to do some cropping. That's not gonna work. Hold on. We'll just do a little bit of this action. So Edison format kind of changes forever here. Like, this is when things got like, oh shit, we can actually win with other decks type shit. This is where Douglas says the format's gotten faster, so we gotta play faster cards like Guardian Yatos. This wins in September in New York. And then most recently in, I believe it was early November, Hero Frog wins the first, wins the last online RBET, which is the first this level RBET that Hero Frog has ever performed at. And that would have been early November. I want to put it in October just for the sake of it, but it was in early November. So these are all the first place lists from throughout the year. Our Value Turbo has won the most. Black Wings has won the second most. And then there's a three-way tie between Dragon Turbo, Yados Glads, and Hero Frog. So, a very interesting season. I would say that these are probably the decks to beat. These 5. If your deck has a good matchup into these 5, then you're probably cooking. I'd say another deck to like really look out for is Amaryllis, because I think at every single tournament there was an Amaryllis in second place. Like literally almost every single tournament had an Amaryllis in top 8 or top 4. So I would say like just a little bit of a watch out for Amaryllis. I think this is the one where like people sleep on Amaryllis and they get cooked by Titanial Spam. So, our winners, we had OG99 win 2 of them. He won the first one and Maryland. And then we had HT19 with Black Wings. We had Chill Phil win 2 of them. So Chill Phil won May and early November with Black Wings and Hero Frogs. Then Douglas, Raikoko, and Cold Madness. I think Douglas is only the first time anyone's like won and topped for the first time. Everyone else, I think, here had topped before, and they were just trying to break into that first place, I think. Who won in November or August? Who the fuck won in August? It was OG989, that's right. Chill Phil, HT19, Raikoko, yeah. Okay, we got everyone. HT19 out in Bologna trying to win the Giant Dad. Is that this weekend? That's crazy. They really scheduled a YCS on the same weekend as RBET Rulers. Of course they would. So Phil and OG both won twice? Yes. Phil and OG both won twice this year. Which is... They're going head-to-head for, like... for Player of the Year. That's actually very, very difficult to do. I mean, like, winning once is already, like, very challenging. Because you only get, what? Like, what is this? 8 chances if you can travel, and 5 if you can't. So, winning twice, it's like, you won, like, 40% of the accessible tournaments in the year, which is crazy. Like, Phil didn't travel to any of the IRL events, I believe, because he's from Europe. So he won 2 of the 5 online tournaments, all while being on a fucked up time zone for it. Like, that's very impressive. And he did it with 2 different decks, so I think Phil is kind of like slightly ahead of OG99, but they're still the GOATs this year so far. Is OG99 and Chill Phil for sure. There are this year's MVPs. So, very impressive. Dragon Turbo continues to win. You think the deck is terrible. I think people think a lot of things in between on Dragon Turbo. Some people say it's obscenely broken, it's the best deck. Some people say it's just a brick engine. And then some people say it's like, it's a solid deck, but it's not like a cut above like the rest. I'm kind of in the camp where I think like Dragon Turbo is a solid deck, but it's not like a cut above the rest. I'm like the type of player who thinks the tier 1 is like 20 different decks. But that's just me, personally. Something you don't remember you acknowledging or tried to participate in was the War League. What do you think of that? I don't like hanging out in spaces where toxicity is not moderated and is in fact encouraged. Also, a lot of people in there have like very negative opinions of me, and it's just like, why would I hang out there when I could hang out in my own Discord and play with those guys and just not deal with people calling me slurs or whatever. Like, I just don't want to deal with that shit. It's like, it's also like masturbatory and like not really my cup of tea. I don't really fuck with it personally. A lot of people have fun in it, but it's just not for me. So I won't knock it, but it's just not an environment that I think is conducive to the growth of the game, and it's not an environment where I don't think much has really come from it, to be honest. Like, if we're looking at like what is actually winning the tournaments, you just ask because you think it was a big step in developing the format. I disagree. I just don't think it was. I don't think it's developed the format at all. Like, if you look at the decks that have won, it's like decks we saw last year a little bit. The Dragon Turbo deck, which was worked on by like a select group of people like outside of it, and then like the Iados Glads deck, which was just one dude grinding the shit out of a deck at his locals. So it's just like, I don't think the War League really developed the format that much at all. Yeah. I think the opposite. I think the War League has, if anything, probably held back the development. The true creativity is coming from the people that aren't in an echo chamber of people hearing like, oh, Blackwing's this, Blackwing's that, etc., etc. The true development is like the decks we're seeing make top 4, like the triple Lightning Vortex Amaryllis, or like the Iados Glads winning, or like the true development is done by like Raunik and Cameron when they invented Hero Frogs. That wasn't done in War League, you know what I mean? Like, the Super Rejuvenation Dragon deck wasn't invented in War League. That was invented by one guy who put a shitload of effort in, and that was Hydro Pump. But he did that well before there was War League. So all of the innovation here is not... I don't know if HT19 developed his Blackwing list in the War League, but I'm pretty sure he kept it a secret until the RBET. I think RBET is where we see the development happen. I don't think War League is anything but a bunch of people net decking each other and being toxic. There's some good players in there for sure, but it's just not worth it, in my opinion, because there are good players outside of there as well. And you don't need to be like subject to certain things just to be good at the game, you know what I mean? Or to develop a deck. You're biased because you played in it. Yeah, you're just wrong if you think that it's contributed to the development of the format. Like, it's the same, like, what is it, like, terminally online players who just play in there, like, every week. It's a good practice group, like, if you want to practice. I'm not sure if Chill Phil has played in there much, but I think he does, if I remember correctly. And he's obviously taken his game to the next level this year. Hero beat with 5 draw traps. What are you drawing into? Your second alias? What the fuck? Yeah, so I think as per my predictions, we've got a clear idea of the decks to beat, right? The decks to beat are... Oh, shit. Where's the RBT Rulers predictions? You're sure there's some developments, but does feel a bit disconnected from the rest of Edison. It is completely disconnected. It's like I said, it's like an echo chamber, which is fine. You really like to play in there because you feel like playing in a team is better than grinding in tourneys alone. Well, then I'm glad that you've had fun with it. I will not try and take that away from you. It's just not for me, personally. Playing in teams has been proven to help people improve in some aspects. Or were we? RBET Rulers predictions, that's where we were. I feel like if you don't see Spark, Hero doesn't work. I feel like Hero just doesn't work even if you do. It just doesn't win tournaments. Bayou is a deck to beat. Blackwings is a deck to beat. Rejuvenation is a deck to beat. Yados Glads is a deck to beat. And what was the other one? Hero Frog? These are the 5 decks that have won RBETs this year. There's been 8 RBETs and it's been won by 5 decks, which is pretty good. It's pretty diverse, I'd say. Considering the first half of the year, everyone thought Bayou Turbo was the only deck to play. And towards the end, people realized that it's not. I think it's a pretty good, pretty healthy format right now. Plus, considering all the vast amount of different things that topped and won. Now, if we look at previous RBET Rulers winners, there was Pro Storm with Fairy, and there was Dimitri with Bayou Turbo. So the first year was won by Pro Storm on Fairies, and the second year was won by Dimitri on Bayou Turbo. So, looking at that, I wonder what we're thinking. I know Dimitri topped the first one as well. He's going to be playing again this season. Which is interesting. I think looking at the field of these 5 decks, I actually think Disaster Dragon is really good into this field. I think it's like if you're expecting a lot of these 5 decks and not much else, let's say you're expecting Hero Frog, Yados Glads, Dragon Turbo, Blackwings, and Bayou Turbo, Disaster Dragon is pretty good into 4 out of 5. Disaster Dragon is good against Bayou Turbo, Blackwings. Disaster Dragon beats the fuck out of Dragon Turbo, and then Glads. And then it has a bad game 1 against Frogs, but then game 2 and game 3 you just side heavy for it, and then you're favored. So I actually think it's pretty good into the field. If someone wanted to metagame for it, it could be a pretty good meta call. And then if people were planning on playing stuff that's the previous years, does it beat Blackwings? Yeah, certainly. Certainly it does, yeah. The matchup is very even, but it's it definitely can beat Blackwings, definitely does beat Blackwings historically. You have 3 DD Warrior Ladies, sometimes even 4 if you play Rhoda as well, which is one of the best cards against Blackwings. You have Drago, which stops the Blizzard comeback. Do you prefer Disaster Dragons over the Hamster Raikou Dragons? I do, yeah, I do. I don't know if it's measurably better. I think it is, personally. That's just my opinion on it, but the only person who's ever really played it to have any success was Rob the Man. He's the only person who's ever really played either of those decks. That and Joseph S. Joseph S. got top 16 in Orlando. Possibly could have got top 8, but due to a decklist error, he was given a game loss in top 16. So those are the most recent successes with the deck. I think it also topped Ultimate Time Wizard Las Vegas this year. So few people play the deck. It surprises me because it's just a good deck. Fitz ratio. Oh yeah, Fitz won a DDV. My bad. I totally forgot. Yeah, Fitz won with it. He was like a heavily metagamed build that had main deck Snowman Eaters to deal with the large amounts of hero beat that were for some reason in the meta, despite the deck never ever winning anything ever. Yeah. So I do think the deck is a good meta call for this. I think it's good against the 5 decks that have won RBET before. I also think it's good against the 2 decks that have won RBET Rulers before, if someone wanted to run it back. DDV kind of shits on DD Warrior Lady. Brother. The deck plays 3 DD Warrior Lady and some Totem Dragons, and the rest of the deck dodges DDV. What do you mean it kind of shits on it? Like, most of the time you're gonna -1 using a DDV versus DD Warrior Lady Dragons. Most of the time. Hero Beat won a PS5 tourney at Card Addiction. Alright, Silent Bandit. I'm talking about, like, tournaments that are bigger than 50 players. I'm not talking about, like, locals. I'm talking about, like, RBET. I'm talking about Ultimate Time Wizard. I'm talking about DDV. Those 3 tournaments that usually have, like, 200 to 300 players. What's up, Josh? How you doing? How's your night going? Gadgets won your locals last week, therefore Gadget's best deck. Yeah. I do think Dragons has a pretty good matchup into these 5. I also think Dragons is like kind of a surprise pick that I don't think a lot of people will be siding for. I don't think a lot of people will be siding Electric Virus. You know, you were just trolling. Oh, okay, I get you. That's funny. I mean, I think Card Addiction is a very competitive environment. Like, it's definitely like ready for Rulers tomorrow. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I wonder what people are going to bring. I do think, like I said, I do think Dragons is a good pick into the 5 decks that have been winning. I think Dragons does pretty well against Glads. I think it's a pretty favored matchup for Dragons. If you can, like, just summon guys, you force them to 2-for-1 themselves into every guy. Like, Wyvern is, like, bigger than every Glad. So they have to have a guy plus a back row. How many players will Rulers have? The maximum players it will have, I believe, is 80. I believe 80 people should have their invite. That being said, I don't think the full 80 will be there. You think you should side more for Glads in the quick draw, Keegan? I don't know. I don't know what to predict. Let me see who's in the bracket. I think your best bet would be to check who's in the bracket. I think there's a... I think this is the bracket link. No, that's not it. What is the bracket link? Hold on, I'm going to pull it up. Give me a second, boys. Oh, it's underscores. Okay. RBT underscore rulers underscore 2024. Okay, cool. So there's 17 people entered so far. We've got Cameron Saunders, who earned his invite with Black Wings. Samzor's... fuck. How did he get his invite? Is Rulers online? It's online. Samzor's, who earned his invite with I don't remember. Keza earned with Amaryllis. I think Televisual earned with Diva Hero, Bad Robot. What did he earn with? I forget. Ungo earned it with Frogs. Tim earned it with Frogs. Swifty earned it with Quick Draw. Artemis earned it with Amaryllis. Dad 100 earned it with Amaryllis. Jerbear, I think, was with Lightsworn. Spooner Boy was with Vayu Turbo with Double Book of Moon. OG99, 2-time winner with Vayu Turbo as well. GBO topped with a bunch of different stuff. I think he topped 3 RBETs this year. Oddity, I don't remember what he topped with. MB96, I think, was Black Wings. And then Cold Madness was Vayu Turbo. So none of these players earned their top with Glads, except for Samzor's, maybe, I don't remember. And maybe Oddity, I don't remember. But would the bracket be randomized after signups? Of course it will be. Of course it will be. This is not the pairings, clearly. But yeah, I'm curious to see. I wonder how many people will show up for it. In the past, it's been pretty high attendance, but as of right now, there's not a lot of people signed up, and we're only 12 hours away from the tournament signups closing. So, um, yeah, maybe just didn't announce it enough. That's probably on me. Um, but I think a lot of people are kind of waiting to the last minute so people don't prep for them. Like, they don't want to like sign up and then people prep for their deck or whatever. I think that might be part of the case. Yeah, I think a good meta call would be Dragons. I think Dragons does a pretty good job into these top 5 decks. Um, and then I think another good meta call would be Bologna same weekend is probably a factor. How many people are going to Bologna that qualified for RBET rulers though? Like most of the people that qualified for RBET rulers are US based players. Most of them, because the 3 IRL ones were US. So majority of players are US based. I don't know. It's still gonna be a good tournament. Even if there's like 10 people in it, it's gonna be a great tournament. I'm not worried. They'll sign up in the last few hours. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's probably it. Bologna same weekend might take away a couple players for sure, but yeah, probably not more than a couple. Probably not more than like 10. Another good meta call into these would be, I think Dragons is probably the best meta call into these 5. You could cook Dragons to where it works. How does the prizing work for RBT rulers? Different from other online ones? Yeah, it is a little bit different. There's a custom mat for first place. There's a custom mat that only 2 people in the world have right now. Do you have to sign up or get invited for RBET rulers? Wait, what are you talking about, LaCroix? RBET rulers is the invitational at the end of the year. So you have to top 8 in RBET to make it into the invitational at the end of the year. Welly Dad may be something to look out for. Maybe. I don't think Welly Dad is like great into Glads. So if a lot of people are playing Glads, it might be kind of tough. But Welly Dad is like pretty solid against the other 4 decks. Why do I think people don't use Dragons as much? Because they're bad. I don't know what to tell you, man. I just think people are bad. And I think people don't, like, I think 95% of people don't want to work on decks and make them better. And then, like, the 5% of people who do, like, I forget what I was even saying. You bet Dragon Turbo tops? Maybe. If any of the Dragon Turbo players show up, there's very few Dragon Turbo players. There's only, right, Coco that got invited this year, I think. Did Ghost Rider win a top? No way, Quick Draw wins it? That'd be sick if it did. I think it could. I mean, Quick Draw got 2nd and 3rd place at the last RBET. So, it's not like it's the depression DDV destroys. Not really. Apparently not. Because it got 2nd and 3rd place. It got higher placings than every deck with DDV in the last event. So, and it also went like, what was it, 13-1 in the bracket. So, that's pretty crazy, right? Yeah, and there's also Machina Quick Draw, which, like, you can't underrate. Let's pretend you topped an RBT and put me in. You'll play Dragon Turbo. Next time, Mr. Tag. Next season. It's gonna be a tricky one. I think Machina is, like, fine into these top 5. Trying to innovate, unfortunately. I'm just the right amount of mid as a player, Sag. I don't think you're mid. I think you're good. I think you're a good deck builder, and I think you're a good player. Everyone makes mistakes, you know what I mean? It's not like we don't all make mistakes. The only thing that makes you mid as a player is if you refuse to keep working and like trying to make yourself better. I think the refusal to self-improve is the only thing that makes you mid. You feel like it's easier to win with decks that run DDV? Tell that to the last few guys who won without DDV. Also, like, tell that to the first few guys who won without DDV. I think one of these decks. I actually think none of these decks main deck DDV. None of the winners main deck DDV. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about one of them. I think maybe OG99 main. I can check. I can just check this shit. What am I doing? Hold on. I can just check this shit. RBET Maryland. OG99. He mained one. Yeah, he mained one. So there was one main deck DDV in all of the winners deck list. So I disagree. I think you're wrong. I think it's easier to win without like virus gambling, honestly. I think it's easier to win when your deck is more consistent and has a strong plan. Very, very excited. Why would you get anything if you aren't competing? What do you mean? This is going to be a crazy tournament. So I think Dragons and Gearframe are good meta calls. I think if you can dodge Glads and dodge crazy virus action, then Quick Draw's not bad. Quick Draw's pretty good against Frogs and Dragon Turbo and Value Turbo. It's like not a bad meta call. But I think Dragons is pretty good into these 5. Just because like Dragons is kind of lights out. I think the worst matchup for Dragons is probably Value Turbo out of these 5. Just because they have like Raiko Kaya's shit, and that's like really annoying. But if you like Drago over a hamster, like it's very easy to close the game. O34, I can tell you've played a lot of War League because you're just repeating War League talking points. Yeah, you do have to think about DDV, but like at the same time, like the percentage of games where your opponent gets a live DDV is actually quite low. Like they have to have DDV, plus they have to have the tribute fodder, plus it has to line up, and like getting them turn 1 is just very, very unlikely in a lot of games. So yeah, as scary as the card is, like in theory, in actual practice, it's just not as consistent as like just running like Mirror Force or something like that. Like, how do I say it? Like, I think deck devastation virus is definitely like a problem for some decks. Like, I cannot say it's a problem for some decks. I think it's specifically a problem for fairies because fairies is like slow. Like you have to like set these guys and like chill out for a while. Whereas like quick draw is fast. Quick draw can just put. No, you're not annoying me at all. You're not annoying me at all. I actually appreciate the discussion. 034. I think against fairies, the deck devastation virus is a problem just because fairies gives your opponent a lot of time to develop the deck dev, whereas like quick draw, like let's say like, oh, let's just say you go first and you lone fire into a Titanial, and you have a Titanial in play, and your opponent's looking at their deck dev like, okay, well now I have to sack my defense, and I am getting beat the fuck down by this Titanial. And what if I deck dev and I hit a Dandelion, and now their Titanial has extra negates that I gave them for free? It's like not even good going second. Like, so in a lot of these matchups, or like let's say the quick draw player goes first, and he goes like quick draw, pitch, Dandelion, normal summon, lone fire, normal summon, debris, and he makes Stardust Drill. And now you're looking at your deck dev going second. Like, that's... You said the Twilight Fairy list fares well into deck dev. I don't think so, unless you draw a Decree specifically. You've been bodied by deck dev. You've also had it hit just a Treeborn and all your Monarchs were live. Yeah, it's a very high... How do I say this? It's a scary card because like the ceiling of it just instantly wins the game, but the floor of it is it does absolutely nothing. Like, so the card is like very high variance, and when you do what am I saying? When you do miss with it, it's way different than missing with like a bottomless or having a dead bottomless or having a dead deep prison, because you've sacrificed a card for it. So it's like you go 2 cards for a miss. For you, DDV is the best deck in the format and it's the worst for the format's health. Well, according to results, as of right now, it's not. As of right now, main deck DDV is not very popular in first place lists, and while it may shape the format some, it's just not really like, it's not really reliable enough to say that it's like the best, like DDV is the best deck. The Depression is worse for the format than DDV. I don't agree with that. I think DDV is bad for the format, but I just don't think that DDV is that good. Honestly, like I think going -2 into like a Machina deck is gonna get you owned more times than not. Why you think a deck that auto wait what? Why are you playing a deck that auto lose to DDV? If it's so scary, play Machina or something. Oppression invites more counterplay, kinda. Dust Shoot is bad for the format, probably, but it also kind of hoses decks like Dragon Turbo, which is nice. I think without Dust Shoot, Dragon Turbo gets a lot better. And I think Dust Shoot is like actually not that good against a lot of the other top decks. Like it's not very good against Frogs because they have so much redundancy. It's also not very good against Glads or Blackwings because they'll empty their hand really fast. It's pretty good against Fire Turbo and it's good against Dragons, but outside of that. That's why you side it though? Well, like, yeah, you do play Vayu. A lot of people would argue that Vayu is one of the top decks of the format, if not the top deck. If you're going based off of results, however, like, the results change throughout the year, you know? But Vayu Turbo has definitely had pretty consistent results. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. I do think that one of the decks that's impressed me the most is Quick Draw. Like, at every single event, undefeated in Swiss is the Quick Draw. Almost. What's up, Brian? How you doing? You chose to believe Dragon Turbo isn't real, otherwise you'd have to side Mind Crush and still rely on RNG. Yeah, I've had that issue come up. There are a lot of decks that are good into the virus. Not as many that are bad, or not as many as there are that are bad into the virus, but there are definitely a lot of decks that are like if you're scared of like virus decks, just summon a Drago. Or summon a Glad or summon a Gear Frame or something like that, and then the meta will eventually push the viruses out, you know? Or just dodge the viruses. The side Cold Wave for Dragon Turbo. Yeah, Cold Wave is decent against Dragon Turbo. But if you lock them under Cold Wave, sometimes it just gives them free reign to summon a Red Eyes and just beat your face in. Like, if you go Cold Wave, you have to have, like, kind of an assurance that they're not going to go Red Eyes, Blue Eyes, and beat you down. And that's the problem there. The only deck that auto loses to DDV is Dream Frogs. Is it? I mean, DDV is good against that deck, but I don't know if that's an auto lose. Don't they play, like, Triple Salvage or something like that? I don't remember what that deck plays. I didn't pay enough attention to that deck. Rockstun can be tricky, though. Yeah. Rockstun is a really hard matchup for Quick Draw, weirdly enough. Thankfully, Rockstun isn't very good into almost any other deck. It's, like, fine into Dragon Turbo, but Dragon Turbo is so unpopular. Like, okay, if I have to say the most popular decks tomorrow, so ranked in order of popularity, I think it's going to be Vayu Turbo, then Amaryllis, then Hero Frogs, then Blackwings. I think this is going to be ranked in order of popularity of what's played. And then I think Rogue is going to be next, maybe like Machina or something like that. But I think the top 5 decks to run into tomorrow in order is going to be Vayu Turbo number 1, Amaryllis number 2, Frogs number 3, and Blackwings number 4, and then like maybe Machina number 5. Or like Lightsworn, something like that. Well, that's another deck you could play. If you're scared of viruses, just play JD. I actually think Lightsworn might be a good pick too. Lightsworn might be a good pick. Pure Lightsworn is based. Hey, it looks like Wolf 1 and Swifty are gonna duel. Sounds like they're throwing down. Are we about to watch this game? Are we about to watch this grudge match that's coming together in chat? All right, press 1 if we're tuning in. Press 1 if we're tuning into these boys. We're gonna check out this. This is the pre-fight. What is it? This is the opening fight for tomorrow. All right, let's tune in. Let's see what these guys got for us. Okay. Watch. Are you guys sparring or what? What's going on? Oh, okay, there they are. Okay. Looks like they're about to start. Cool. So we've got Wolf versus Sunshine. What do I think of Diva Hero? I think it's inconsistent, but it can spike a tournament. I think the biggest issue with Diva Hero is the consistency and the garnets. There's a shitload of garnets. It has like, what, 3 garnets? 5 garnets? Something like that. Depending on what list you're playing. Like, if you're playing Descendant, you have at least 4 garnets. And then, like, you can brick on Miracle Fusions and shit. Someone needs to bring yugioh 6 Sams. It would be cool, but I doubt that anyone will bring it on 1 day's notice to the most stacked tournament. You got 2-0'd by Vayu in top 4. Not sure what you did wrong. Hey, you made it to top 4. That's not bad. Italo. By numbers, what is the best deck in Edison format, at least this year? If you're just going off of first places, it's Vayu Turbo for the whole year by numbers. But if you're going by like second half of the year, then it's different. And if you're going based off of like top 8s, it's also different. Or top 4s or whatever. I think and if you're also accounting for the number of players that enter with a certain deck, like if you're accounting for representation, it's also different. So it just depends on how you want to interpret that data. So Wolf 1 is playing Gaia. Prisma, send Big Piece Golem. If you can source 2 more yugiohs, they're quite cheap for commons. Why do you think Amaryllis is constantly put in A tier below the big 3 by most people? Because it lacks a notable win. If it had a notable win, it would be placed higher than some of the other decks. I think personally, Amaryllis is a better deck than Dragon Turbo. That's just me personally saying that. I don't know if that's the case. That's just what I think. I don't know what to tell you guys. Future Fusion into Lonefire. Here comes Bottomless on Titanial. Okay. Prisma's going to get a second activation. That's pretty scary. I do think Amaryllis is really good, though. I am going to do a tier list after RBET Rulers. I was considering doing it and posting it today, but the Samurai video took too long to get ready, and it ended up going up really early today. There's Revile, Lord of Phantasms. Revile. This card's cool. This is a swag card. It's also underrepresented in IRL tourneys because Amaryllis is stupid expensive. Yeah, and that being said, it makes it to top 4 every single time. Like, it is a very consistent deck of making it to top 4. It's kind of got that hero beat issue where, like, it gets pretty high, but then it can't close. But I think Amaryllis, like, consistently gets closer than hero beat ever did. Like, hero beat wasn't getting to second place as often, whereas Amaryllis gets to second place, like, super frequently. And Amaryllis outperforms, like, the field when it comes to, like, Black Wings, like, with average conversion rate. And Vayu Turbo as well. Like, the conversion rate of Amaryllis is very, very high. So if that's the statistic that you value, then Amaryllis is a very high tier deck. It just depends on what statistic you value, and it also depends on how much you want to care about statistics. Deck is also harder to play. I think it is harder to play. I think it is a hard deck to play. But I think that you shouldn't put too much value on these statistics. They're cool to look at and they're fun to, like, think about, but they're also fun to help you metagame for, like, the next tournament, because you know that everyone else is going to be interpreting them or over-interpreting them or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, if you're just playing a deck that you're comfortable with and you have a plan for all the other decks, then you're probably going to do better than if you just like pick a random deck you've never played before for a tournament because you think it's like the best deck based off of statistics or whatever. Okay, there's Gores. And phase 2, Pot of Avarice, pretty good pot. With some slight variations in all the topping builds, it shows the sauce for Amaryllis is still out there. Yeah, it's more than just slight variations. It's like 10 cards different build to build. Like it's a pretty significant amount of the deck is different build to build. So certainly a deck that has a lot of player expression as opposed to decks like Black Wings, where that is more of a slight, difference build to build. Although we did see a pretty big difference in HT19's build. It says the threat of a 6k Gaia is terrifying. Yeah, it's pretty scary here. If you don't have back row, Gaia is scary. Looks like Swifty's drawn pretty back row light this game. He hasn't seen a single one the entire game. Yeah, not drawing his back row is like interesting. That being said, if there's no Dark Calling, that's crazy. Piercer. I don't know if I would have sacked the token for it though. It's like you're trading a 2400 for 2600 damage. Maybe it's worth it. Who knows? Blackwing and Vayu and Frogs had a lot more time to develop too. Well, Blackwings was already developed because it's a fucking structure deck. You know what I mean? It's not a structure deck, but it's a deck that was like printed in the set, and there's only so many cards you can play in it, and like there's only like 34 cards that are like good in Blackwings, right? So you have to play those 34 cards or whatever. I don't know if that makes any sense. Why did we Foolish Dandy here? Why did we not Foolish Necrogardener? Why did we Foolish main phase 1? That seems silly. Why did we not Foolish Necrogardener? It's got to be in hand. Yeah, Necro's in hand. Because I had no Dandy. What happened to your Dandy? Oh, we averaged it. I don't even remember. I was like, what the fuck? I thought he had Dandy out Future Fusion, but he averaged it. He was forced to average it. Blackman could really eke out the ratios, where now with decent builds, you see like 3 cards changes max. Okay, second Debris. Yeah, this makes Starbucks Dragon. Or this could make Red Dragon if you wanted to clear your tokens to dodge the Gaia. I probably would have made the Red Dragon to dodge the Gaia. It says Blackwings are pretty much solved. I don't think so. Like, if you look at what HT19 did to get his win, that was a pretty big difference. He played like, I think it was like 10 cards different. And then the hybrid version that topped the last RBET is very different from anything we've ever seen before. So, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell you. All I know is that I don't think anything is solved or anywhere near solved just because our data points are... Dude, we've had 8 tournaments this year. Like, that's nothing. Like, I don't know how to tell you this, but like that's not conclusive data. Like, 8 major tournaments is very little. Like, we're not going to understand optimization or any of that sort of stuff in this format for at least another 5 to 10 years. Like, I don't know. Improvising deck lists and tossing combos together is like 80% of the fun of Edison. That too, yeah. Well, the Piercer guy went crazy that game. That D Prism was pretty good too, but the Stardust Dragon would have just died to the Piercer anyway, so it doesn't even matter. When are we getting the Keegan MBT collab for DDM's new Edison draft format? I don't know what that is. I don't know. If MBT wants to work with me, he can hit me up. But I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what DDM... Isn't that Dungeon Dice Monsters? Isn't that like something that has nothing to do with Edison? Also, like, Edison draft is like... I'd just rather play Edison. Dungeon Duel Monsters. They couldn't have come up with a less confusing name. There is a problem with Edison Draft. And it's that it's not how do I say it? It's so much of Edison is based off of like these synergies, like Quick Draw plus Dandelion. Like to me that's a big part of Edison, right? Or like whatever. But then when you're like drafting it, it's just like I'm gonna have Dark Armor Dragon and your deck's gonna have no answer. And that's it. And it's like very bomb focused. You don't like custom Edison or other format ban lists too much, but watching MBT play DDM was great fun. Maybe. I just don't. I just feel like it's very bomb centric, and it's like, eh. I mean, to be fair, Edison is pretty bomb centric already, but it's like, you at least have fight because your decks can have outs to these things, or like you have to play through outs to these things. Whereas like in draft formats, you just kind of play your bombs and then pray they can't out it. You know, there's no point where you feel like you figured out your opponent. Not as bomb centric as Tengu. Facts. Yeah, Tengu is like mono bombs the format. It's just like, oh, did you draw BLS? All right, let's go next. You like that about Edison? Yeah, I think so too. You don't get to pick all cards. More like chose from packs. What? That's not draft then, is it not? Like if you don't get to pick a card, then you're not drafting. How do I say it? Edison is a great constructed format, but a bad draft format. Imagine if BLS was in Edison. I won't. It just sounds miserable. Future Fusion. Okay, interesting. It's similar to Hearthstone Arena. I don't know what that is. I've never played it. You just toss together a Dark Chaos variant of Turbo Dragons with Horus level 8. It actually just works. What? I don't understand. Isn't Horus level 8 a fire, though? Chaos, Dark Chaos. Or are you talking about the Dark Horus? If you're talking about Dark Horus. It's like minigame with dialogues. Imagine Slay the Spire where you upgrade a deck and duel in between. Oh, okay. So the exciting part is like the gameplay. And not necessarily like the Yu-Gi-Oh part of it. That's cool, I guess. I don't know if it's my cup of tea. Like if I was gonna play like a single player game, probably just play a different game. I'd probably just play like Hades or something. Yu-Gi-Oh for me is fun because it's a 2-player game. But I can understand why people would like it. Yeah, I can understand why people would like it. It sounds interesting. It sounds entertaining. If Yu-Gi-Oh is your cup of tea, like if the game of Yu-Gi-Oh is your cup of tea, then yeah, I could totally see why you'd like it. Yeah. I just played Inscription, which I feel like is similar to what you guys are talking about. And I loved that game. That game was amazing. That was probably the most fun I've had playing a game in a really long time. A single player game, that is. I don't know. This match has been kind of one-sided. Oh, never mind. You just watched an Inscription 100% the other day. Looks fun. Oh, it's super fun. He gets 2 tokens. Where are the tokens? Oh, Absolute Zero, that's right. Wait, yeah. Dandy's Chainlink 2. Yeah, because he's not turn player. Okay. Absolute Zero would be Chainlink 1. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I, for some reason, was thinking that the torrential happened on the other turn. Lone Fire, and then Titanial. This deck is interesting. This DV Hero deck. Did he know about the Mirror Force? He does shoot at him, but I think he had a draw phase since then. He might have known about the Mirror Force and he was just trying to get his Avarice live. Just watched an Inscription 100% the other day. Oh, I already read that. Yeah, Inscription was tight. It was really fun. I feel like the game was a little bit like, I don't want to say short, but the last act of the game, like the very final act where it's like the end credit scene and you're like playing against all the different creators, that would have been really fun. I don't know if that's like something you can do. I think I might have chosen, because I think the last act I played against the robot. I don't know if that's like something that happens in, because it's definitely like a pick your own story game, right? But I don't know if that's something that happens every single time you play the game. Like sometimes you might play against the magician. I don't really know. I haven't looked too much into the game. Didn't look like you could. Yeah, so you have to play the robot game at the end. That's cringe. The robot game definitely felt like the worst part of the game, which is a shame because that was like the end of the game. The cutscenes were really cool. I liked the little behind the scenes story. You always play the robot? That's rough. Yeah, that definitely felt like the worst part of the game for sure. What's up, Jesse? How you doing? How's your night going? This one's been kind of slow. I'm curious why he didn't try to grab all the tokens. Maybe he's like trying to leave him there for his Gaia. This could be the end if there's a quick draw. No quick draw. Okay, never mind. And there's a Gores. Okay, so I do like this Gaia deck. I mean, it's just a shit ton of power cards, and then like feels pretty strong. Doing great. That's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. Yeah, tonight is the night before RBET Rulers. Tomorrow's RBET Rulers. It's going to be really fun. I might have to do some predictions. So triple upstart and everything will be the Norman Edison one day? No, it won't. I promise you it will not. You're off to bed. Get some sleep, Ryanite. If you can't get a bingo card together, just send me the link to make it, and I'll make it for you in your honor. I'll make it for you for tomorrow, because I got some time tonight after I clock out, basically. Yeah, triple upstart is not the norm. I think it'll see play in, like, some decks, like Dragon Turbo. It obviously sees play in Dragon Turbo. But Upstart dilutes mills in every Raikou deck. So you have to have a pretty good reason to play it in Raikou decks. Or in decks with a lot of redundancy. You have to have a pretty good reason to play it. And I think that there's just not enough of a good reason to play it. I don't know if that makes sense. Do a bingo card for tech cards? That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Okay. Drill Warrior. Dude, I smashed my toe right before the stream and I keep hitting it against things. It's like, what is going on? Okay, so both these guys saying anyways. Isn't it anyway? Isn't anyways like an extrapolation? Where's the road? Show me the road. Come on. Come on. There's no way. Oh, he's actually going to sell him. Damn. That's crazy. Bro's Dobbs, dude. Oh, Mirror Force isn't gone. Never mind. And he's got Necro. Okay. He had to average back his fucking Dandelion. That keeps happening. This matchup can't be good. Like, it just can't be good for Quick Draw. This has to be one of those, like, fringe, like, off-meta decks that just, like, feels really bad to play against. Because he has, like, so many piercers and shit. You're never safe. Starlight Road is insane. I agree. But it is sometimes a little easy to play around when it's known. So there's 900 and there's 2700, and that's going to be compulsory on the Gores. Smart compulsory here because I don't think there's ever going to be an opportunity for Wolf to drop that Gores again. I really like compulsory. This card's good. I think this is a card we might see a lot more of as Edison speeds up. Have you seen Arcane? Oh, dude, no, I haven't. I've been meaning to watch it, and I just never got around to it. And I know Season 2 is out. Is Season 2 good? Because if it's good, then shit, I don't know. I might have to take a break from whatever I was watching now to watch it. It's really... Is Season 2's really good? Oh, cool. Squeaky chair. What's up, Nylon? Uh, 1200 drill. How do you win this game? It's fucking awesome. Oh, dude. Well, the Riot dude, it's made by Riot, right? It's a League of Legends show. They make some pretty good content. I'll give them that. Pitch the Lila mostly. Yeah. If you start watching now, so you don't have in-between episode releases anymore. What? Oh, like, I won't have to wait for, like, the next episode type shit. I get you. There's Revile. Can you ever summon this? I think you can, right? You just get 3 fiends in play. There's Bottomless. Okay. Do we have a second calling? We can calling using the Grandmole and the Gores. Okay. It's good regardless of league. You heard they spent $200 million, basically all hand-drawn banger frames and music. Season 1 cost Riot $250 million. What's up, Z-Man? How you doing? Holy shit. That's fucking crazy. Calling doesn't work on field monsters? What are you talking about? The Grand Mole and the Gores were in hand. What do you mean? They were in hand. He summoned the Grand Mole. What? Was the Gores engraved? Did I miss something? No, it wasn't, right? Oh, yeah, not the token. Yeah, the token's not a fiend, actually. Is it a fiend? I fucking... Something... I think the token's a fairy, but I could be wrong. Thoughts on winged rhinos? I have none. Card's a meme. Really? That's crazy. It's Arcane Season 1 budget. Huh? Holy shit. What the fuck? It's crazy. Highest budget TV shows. Okay, I need to get a better idea of this. 22 most expensive TV series ever made. Number 22, The Witcher, cost 10 million per episode. Cost 100 million episodes. Interesting. Pachinko, 13 million per episode. Band of Brothers, really? That cost 12.5. Sounds like laundering. The Last of Us, yeah, definitely. This show looks like it cost a lot of money. This show looked so good. This was I don't know. I shouldn't endorse this show because I think the writer is like a rabid Zionist, but this is a well-made show. What can I say? I had to recognize the artists behind the project. I know a couple people who worked on The Last of Us 2, the video game, and so I have a lot of respect for the people who worked on it, I guess. One Piece, $17 million per episode for One Piece. Get the fuck out of here. Weebs need to be stopped. Weebs need to be stopped. The Halo show was 10 million per episode. Wasn't this like canonically a flop? Like historically one of the worst shows ever made? Oh my gosh. Where did that money go? Wasn't this show like terrible? That's crazy. The Sandman? I've never even heard of this. What is this? Is this cape shit? Is this just a superhero show? Sense8. I've never even heard of this either. Another Netflix show. The Pacific, 2010, had $20 million per episode. Dude, they got that military budget, bro. They got that military budget. Half the shit is like military shows, cape shit, or like video game adaptations. Where they have that video game money, the military money, or like the cape shit money, the Comic-Con money. Oh, shit. There's a crow. It's not the worst exchange. I mean, you got a card for your dandy, and you're going to be able to make a synchro, I guess, if you want to. I'd probably just ping for 1,000 first if I was him. Yeah, looks like he's had the same decision. Just get damage in, even if there's a bottomless. Riot League has a few billion yearly revenue. Yeah, but then they got to pay their... Like, they have a lot of, like, overhead, I'm assuming. Server overhead. What's up, Jabron? How you doing? Okay. WandaVision cost $25 million per episode. Cape shit, man. That's crazy. Citadel cost $50 million per episode. And it has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 50%. Any Italians in chat want to tell me why this cost $50 million per episode? Sense8 cost a lot because it was filmed simultaneously in different parts of the world. The characters belong to a region or country. That's why the cost. Sense8 is the... Which one was Sense8? Oh, it's this one. Okay, so they had to like fly people out from... It was canceled? That's crazy. Wachowski sisters. I mean, they sometimes miss. I can't lie. House of the Dragon. I'm gonna, like, create some enemies here. I did not like Game of Thrones. I thought it was mid. I thought Game of Thrones was mid. Cancel me. I thought it was maybe a 4 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10 for me personally. WandaVision is the sequel to Fairly Odd Parents. Yes, that's what it is. Wachowski's hit like one time, but it was The Matrix. Yeah, true. It was boring, you're right. Yeah, I think there's some good actors in Game of Thrones, but they're wasted on Game of Thrones. All right. What is it? C? 15 million per episode? Dystopian future where humanity has lost the ability to see. So it's just a bunch of blind people running into each other. Jason Momoa and director-producer Francis Lawrence. Show's big budget is largely due to its filming location in Vancouver. To assist with the creation of the dystopian world, the production team drained an actual lake in Vancouver, built a village, and then filled the lake up after filming concluded. Why did they need to drain the lake? Couldn't they have just dug a big hole? Does anyone know? You like House of Dragon better, but it's got its moments. I heard House of Dragon is good, but I just didn't like Game of Thrones enough to care to watch House of Dragon. So the last season was so trash if that was made. Dude, the last season of Game of Thrones was historically bad. It was historically bad. I don't think there's ever been anything that bad. Ever. Has there ever been anything that bad? Like, has there ever been something that fell off that hard? Game of Thrones finale was so bad it brought people together like a holiday. Yeah. Yeah, it was just like historically bad. I think if the finale was good, you're looking at like a great show, or at least like something on like people would consider great, like Breaking Bad or whatever. Like the average person's going to consider it to be great, but like the finale is like that's kind of the whole point of it. Like you build up to this moment and it just doesn't make any fucking sense. It's like you ruin the whole show. Like The Mandalorian has 15 million per episode. Brother, what are they spending that on? I guess costuming is pretty... yeah, I guess I could see it. Like, the sci-fi stuff is... largely due to inventive filming techniques used throughout production. While the green screen has traditionally been used to superimpose actors onto a digital environment, The Mandalorian utilized stagecraft instead, a way of immersing the actor within the digital environment through large LED video screens that can be rendered in real time. Like The Mandalorian, other Star Wars shows such as Andor have similar budgets. I heard Andor is very good. Pedro Pascal costs 18 million alone. Worth it. He's the GOAT. Okay. So this is number 9. Number 8, Westworld. I heard Westworld was good until it wasn't. I heard it had another like similar like Game of Thrones thing where like it fell off at the end. I would watch Westworld. Andor is probably the best Star Wars TV show. I heard it's very good. I would watch it. Although I do think Clone Wars is probably better. Just from like the fact that Andor takes place in like a lesser Star Wars universe. Series with many seasons always have bad endings. What happened with Walking Dead and Game of Thrones? Walking Dead had a good beginning, but I think Walking Dead fell off like pretty early on. Like it wasn't like the ending was bad. It was just like it fell off really early on. But the Walking Dead opening was really good. It had a lot of people hooked. The first 2 of Westworld are easy 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard similar things. I'd never watched it though. Westworld's extensive use of special effects in addition to its set design, among other merits, make it expensive to television series, blah, blah, blah. The Morning Show. Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon. Wasn't this a flop? I remember this being a flop, but I could be wrong. I am number 1 Reese Witherspoon fan. I love Reese Witherspoon, and I will defend her with my life. I will lay down my life for Reese Witherspoon. But I heard that show sucked, so I'm not going to watch it. The Crown, Lord of Rings, Rings of Power. That is insane. 58 million per episode, and the episodes turned out like that. What a fucking L. What if she's without her spoon? Never. Game of Thrones. Stranger Things. Dude, Stranger Things fell off hard too. It was like a really, really, really solid season 1. And then season 2 was just horrible. Like, what did they do? They, like, fired the writing team or something. Because, like, season 2 was just, like, really, really bad. I don't know what happened. Like, it went from, like, a solid, like, 7.5 out of 10, 8 out of 10 sci-fi, like, drama to, like, honestly, like, a 2 out of 10 with one season. Like, overnight. ER? Really? Really? 13 million per episode for season 7 through 9. What the fuck? Must see medical drama. Takes audiences to the County General Hospital in Chicago and sees the doctors who work there grapple with the UPS. Oh, with the I thought they were fighting the buttons. I thought they were just fighting mailmen. Grapple with the ups and downs of their professional and personal lives. It stars George Clooney. Oh. That's why. Say less. I'm sitting here like, why is this so much money? Grappling with the UPS. What's up, Subdeguru? How you doing? Friends cost $10 million per episode. What? Tough. Yeah, tough. Looks like Quick Draw claims another soul. We're about to call that 14-1. It's a pretty exciting game to watch. Series like ER and Grey's Anatomy have too many seasons. Alright, I'm calling it, boys. Tomorrow's Won by Machina or Lightsworn. Just kidding. I don't know. I gotta decide here. Wait, what? We haven't even gotten to... that Friends is number 1? Are you dead ass? Friends is number 1 and it still didn't cost... Wait. No, it did. What is this, $2 billion? That's insane. Friends cost $2.34 billion to make. Isn't this show, like, historically mid? Isn't this show, like, not good? Why the... what the fuck? Like, I guess it's expensive because it ran forever, but, like... it's very mid. It's, like, violently mid, right? Friends was, like, the most popular show ever. Yeah. It was the most popular show, but, like... it's not good, right? Like, can we confirm that this show is not good? People like mid? That breaks my heart, man. That breaks my heart. We've fallen as a society. Yeah, actually, you know, now that I'm looking at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 through 7 of the most expensive television shows ever are all mid. They're all mid to bad. Although I haven't seen ER. ER maybe is good. I don't know. Can anyone confirm if ER is not mid? Friends does not hold up. Most shows from back then don't. You know what show does? Is Twin Peaks. That's my number 1. Oh, should we TV show tier list right now? We should series tier list right now. We should series tier list. Yu-Gi-Oh! Number 1. Kappa. It's like that series, How I Met Your Mother. Oh, dude, that's like the... if you're going on a date and you like Kino, you ask them if they like How I Met Your Mother. And if they do, you don't ask them out again. You just say, I had fun, but... Malcolm in the Middle. It has mid in the title. Yeah, why do people like mid shit? I don't understand. I don't understand. Why do they like it? What is wrong with us as a species? Okay, TV series. It's easy to consume. Poor taste is common. Yeah. ER is cool because if they show you real cases and the situations are a little seen but are real. Oh, that's cool. Okay, yeah, I figured ER. I've heard like good things about ER from the people who watched it. I don't think it's as mid as I'm making it out to be. It's probably better than I think it is. I would never watch it, however. But it is probably better than I think it is. It's not like Grey's Anatomy level slop. Like I would rather eat sandpaper than watch Grey's Anatomy. Okay, we're doing it, boys. We're doing the tier list. Show tier list. Anyway, my prediction for what's winning tomorrow is probably... I predicted Quick Draw last time and it was close. Got second and third. I'm not going to predict Quick Draw again, though. I think people are respecting it a little bit more than usual. I think if someone shows up with dragons and is, like, good, they'll win the whole thing. But I don't know if someone's going to show up with dragons and be good. Those are, like, the two, like, things that need to happen. They also need to draw well, too, which is, like, crazy. I'm sorry... Swifty, I gave you the last prediction. I gave it to you, and you got third. And Dad 100 got second. You guys lost to fucking frogs. Well, you didn't lose to fucking frogs, but Dad 100 lost to frogs twice. What the fuck? How do you lose to frogs twice with Quick Draw? With fucking Cactus Bouncer? How do you lose to frogs? I can't predict it again. Can I predict it again? I could predict it again. Let's do the TV show tier list first, and then I'll lock in my predictions. Alright, boys. Hold it. Is this the tier list template 2? There we go. Okay. Listen, boys. My computer is not happy with me that I've loaded this large image here. However, we are going to create a TV show tier list. Oh my god. What is going on? That's not what I selected. What is happening, bruh? There we go. Cool. Nice. Top tier The Wire? I've never seen it. This is just going to be my personal tier list of like things I have seen. The Wire's incredible. I've heard great things. I've certainly heard great things. Quick Draw was the one deck you were scared to play against when you were 10 because you didn't know what it did. I was 16 and I played Quick Draw, so I was not scared. But I'm revealing my age a little bit. Maybe a little too much. 16? I might have been 17. I don't remember. You compare every series drama to The Wire now. Same David many times. Okay. Alright, we got our tier list. Damn, you're older than Keegan. Bro's 57. Alright, I'm 32. Alright, about to be 32. Give me a break. It's not that bad. Alright? I threw out my back yesterday, but it's not that bad, all right? All right, boys. Let's see. I'm just going to lock Twin Peaks in. Not now. I'm just going to lock it in as number 1. I don't think there's anything even close. You're about to be 25, but you don't feel a day over 21. That's how I felt too when I was a young whippersnapper. All right, we're doing TV show, all TV show tier list all time. Twin Peaks number 1. That's it. That's the whole tier list. I'm sorry. Are we including? Did you like season 3 of Twin Peaks? Did I like the best season of television ever made? Did I like the best thing ever conceived? Yes. I didn't just like it. I thought it was probably the best season of television ever made. Not even close. Like, I don't even think that there's a tier below Twin Peaks. I think it's like Twin Peaks, then an empty tier, then everything else. Like, television shows are just not, they just don't be hitting. All right, what's another one that people liked? Breaking Bad. People liked this. I watched Breaking Bad. I watched this show. What did you guys think of Breaking Bad? Which tier would you place Breaking Bad in? Everyone who's here. Sopranos? I've never seen it. I heard Sopranos is good, but there's a lot of memes. So I don't know if that's like... You think Breaking Bad is top tier? I think Breaking Bad is pretty good. I think it's like A tier. It's not Twin Peaks, I'll tell you that much. So I think there's a couple things that hold Breaking Bad together for me. I think Gus is a really good, like, character. I really liked Gus as a character. I also really liked the way the cartel is kind of, like, developed. I liked the cartel dynamics a lot. The stuff I actually didn't like was, like, the main character's story. I thought his story was kind of, like, cheesy and mid. Gus, best gay villain ever. Gus was goated. If Gus was in every season, I would put it in S tier. But, like, there's, like, this whole, like, there's a lot of dead space in Breaking Bad. And it's something you don't notice unless you go back and watch it. Like, I remember it with, like, rose-tinted, glasses, because I watched it as it came out, and, like, back then it was, like, one of the better TV shows to come out. But now the pacing is pretty atrocious. It's pretty slow. There's a lot of, like filler episodes that I would say are not very good. And there are a lot of characters that, like, you think Walt's story is great? Yeah, but I just don't give a shit about Walter Jr. or Skyler or any of the people that Skyler fucks or whatever. It's top tier for you? Yeah. It is a lot of people's top tier. That's why I won't disrespect it and put it lower. Although for me personally, it would be like here, at the top of here. But it's definitely not on the same tier as Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is the GOAT show. Like, this is television in relation to Twin Peaks. That's pretty much it. Do you want to weigh in on this? Do you want to weigh in on this tier list? Do you want to weigh in on this? We're doing a tier list.
I don't want to hear my opinions on Breaking Bad.
I think they want to hear your opinions on Breaking Bad.
I've watched it 4 times and I don't like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, every time I rewatch it, it gets worse, which is kind of sad. Next model says, this is the equivalent of putting Value Turbo in tier 2. No, it's not. Breaking Bad is like, it's like tier 2 to tier 3. It's like probably not even high tier 2. But I'll put it here for the chat because you guys are haters, yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I sat through it out of spite.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the second time I watched it through, I was just like, man, I remember this being so much better. Bryan Cranston being amazing really overshadows a lot of flaws of it until you look for them. Yeah, the problem is you can't avoid them. Like, when you Breaking Bad is 9.5 on IMDb. Do you know how hard that is? Bruh. Fucking... Those ratings are memes. I'm not going to get into it, but you can... You know how those ratings are acquired? Well, we won't get into it. Let's look up best television shows all the time. Okay, so Game of Thrones is one people are going to talk about, right? Look, the first thing that comes up is Twin Peaks. When you search best television shows all time, it's Twin Peaks. The Leftovers. Oh. Yeah, it's user average. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you realize, like, Trump won the election. You know what I'm saying? Like, user average is not, like, you get what I'm saying? It's not like, it's not an indication of good. Game of Thrones fell off hard enough. Oh, dude, we got to put it low. We got to put Game of Thrones low. That's it. The Leftovers is fucking Kino. Oh, shit. Season 2 of The Leftovers is the peak of television. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, hold up. Let me cook. The Leftovers. Yeah, I'm not saying like anything about politics or whatever. I'm just saying like, can we trust the average person on deciding what's actually good? Can we? The answer is probably no. Okay, The Leftovers. Oh man, is it Twin Peaks tier? It's definitely better than Breaking Bad. But is it Twin Peaks tier? Is The Leftovers better than... Is it good enough to be in the top tier? I don't know if it is. I don't think anything can touch that tier. I think we just kind of have to give Twin Peaks the respect it deserves. Twin Peaks has a 78 on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. I'm going to be honest. They wouldn't know Kino if it hit him with... Isn't Rotten Tomatoes owned by Disney? The Leftovers is definitely better than Breaking Bad. All right, this is Kino rating. This is only for, like, real patricians. All right, this is a real patrician stream. Game of Thrones. Does Disney hate Twin Peaks, though? I can imagine they would dislike David Lynch because he's, like, very anti-established Hollywood. But I don't know. I wouldn't know. Also, like, critics in general hate David Lynch. Like, he's never, like, won an Oscar or anything like that, right? You know what I mean? Like, as far as I know, like, he's not a very critic-friendly creator. Half the Rotten Tomato critics are Disney, yes. At least half, yeah. Okay, Game of Thrones is gotta go tier 4 for season 4. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's so bad. It's so bad. The Wire, I've never seen it, but I'm going to trust you guys. The Wire is apparently Kino, right? Barry. Oh, we got to rank Barry. I haven't seen Barry yet, but you want to rank it high, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to pull up a chair? You can go get a chair. You can be a part of this. All right. Hold on. Game of Thrones was one of the best shows until it wasn't. That's like subjective, right? No one will ever agree with it as tier 4, even with the shit ending. But this isn't about what people will agree with. This is about being brave. This is about putting Game of Thrones in tier 4. As a tier list creator, I'm braver than the Marines, Kappa. All right. The Wire. I think I'll put The Wire around Breaking Bad. I've never seen it, so it's like hard. I'm going to put it in the I haven't seen it tier. But you guys say it's good. You hate this list? You're so mad because Breaking Bad is... You're so mad. It's okay. It's okay to disagree on this. I promise you Twin Peaks is better than Breaking Bad. It's infinitely better. The Wire I've never seen. But I don't know. I feel like I'd like it. Do you guys think I would like it? I've never seen it. Have you seen The Young Pope? No, I haven't. Sopranos equals Breaking Bad? Okay, so I'd probably rank them around the same. I think they're like a solid B tier show. I think the issue with Breaking Bad is it just aged poorly. All right, typing. Haven't seen. So these are the shows I haven't seen that everyone says is like crazy. Roger Ebert famously hated Lynch. He only recently became a critical darling with retrospection. Yeah. Yeah, people hate David Lynch even though he's the GOAT. I don't understand that. Why? Breaking Bad is awesome? Okay, so Breaking Bad is good, like objectively, but it aged poorly because the pacing is abysmal. And there's a lot of like side storylines that are just filler. Like you could cut away half of the show and it would be a better show. I think the biggest issue with Breaking Bad is the final cut. I think it's the edit. There are so many episodes that they were delivering because they had to like back in the day when you have a show as hit as Breaking Bad, they want to keep you there for as long as possible. So they're going to maximize filler just to keep you there as long as possible. Nowadays, they would just cut out all that filler, right? So I do think that as a result the quality takes a dip. I think I would still put it in A tier because Gus is my GOAT. Like, and there's some really, really, really incredible episodes of Breaking Bad. Like, really, really well made episodes. But a lot of those episodes are just like them taking inspiration from Twin Peaks and like applying it. You know what I mean? Like, a large part of like what makes Breaking Bad good is like it's built on the shoulders of giants or whatever. I haven't seen The Wire. I would like to see The Wire. I haven't seen The Sopranos. Ozymandias' Peak. It is one of the best finales. And it's not even the finale. It's like the episode before the finale, right? It is one of the best finales. I have it in A tier. I think that's totally fair. I think that Breaking Bad in A tier is completely fair. I think it's worse than The Leftovers. I think it's worse than Twin Peaks, but you had no problem with the pacing, but it is slow. Yeah, it's just slow by like when you compare it to like the great shows. It's like third before finale. Oh, okay, yeah, there's like two more. Yeah, Game of Thrones has to go tier 4 because of the finale is just like so bad. Suits is amazing. Okay, let me go back. So we googled the what was it, best television shows. We got to get Barry up in here. Okay, best television shows all time. Have you guys seen Girls? I heard Girls is good. Lost was terrible. Fargo was a good season 1, but it fell off. I think Fargo is like a perfect example of like, it's like a perfect example of like a C tier, or like a good C tier or a good B tier. Yeah, Girls was mid, sexist. Just kidding. Fargo was a good movie, bad show. Season 1 was good. Season 1 was definitely good, and then the season with Kirsten Dunst was also good. It had 2 good seasons out of 5. Is Rulers tomorrow? Yes. It kicks off at 10 a.m. If you have your invite, make sure you are signed up. Okay. Mad Men. How many of you guys have seen Mad Men? I feel like Mad Men also probably suffers from Breaking Bad syndrome in that it was an AMC show. 10 a.m. PST, yes. 10 a.m. Pacific. Dude, seeing The Leftovers in the same tier as Breaking Bad is just wrong. It's just hurting me to see that. All right, let's see more. Mad Men is excellent. Well, you liked Breaking Bad, so that makes sense. I feel like it hits the same audience. A tier for you? I've never seen it, but I would put it in never seen tier. Okay. Let's see. What else is there on here that we want to rank? I'm looking for like goated shows only. Like there's a lot of. So let's get Fargo. Let's get the thing for this, and then we'll get Mad Men as well. Okay. Would you say Mad Men is worse or better than would you say Mad Men is worse or better than Breaking Bad? Wire is the GOAT. I've never seen The Wire, so I can't rank it. Kind of just have to watch that.
Mad Men, but it has Christina Hendrix, and that automatically puts it above.
Breaking Bad. Do you think Mad Men is better than Breaking Bad?
I've never seen Mad Men, but it has Christina Hendricks, so it's automatically better.
You guys heard it here first. Mad Men has to go above Breaking Bad. I don't know if I've never seen it. It either goes above Breaking Bad or it goes in haven't seen, which I can put it in haven't seen. It's definitely a show that would appeal more to men. Boys. I just haven't seen it. It has men in the title, so can't be bad, right? Kappa. I haven't seen it, so I'm putting it in haven't seen tier. But I'm sure I would probably enjoy it. All right, what was the other one that we were looking at? There was another one on here. Black Mirror we could do. Sopranos. I haven't seen Sopranos. It's about guys that work in advertising in the 50s when women are still new in the workplace. I can see the appeal. All right. I feel like Justified. Oh, this is my guilty pleasure. This show is my guilty pleasure. This show is legitimately awful. It's so bad. But I love it. I love Justified. Why is it not giving me a photo? I want the photo. Give me the photo. Oh, God, this show is so trash. It's so trash. But I love it. Oh, Justified. We can rank Black Mirror as a whole. I think we can rank Black Mirror. I think Black Mirror is worse than Game of Thrones. Justified. Dude, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Contrary to popular belief, I did not like Curb Your Enthusiasm. I maybe just don't have the right sense of humor for it. But maybe it's just because I hate Jerry Seinfeld. Because he's a Zionist fucking word that I can't say on YouTube. Person who cares for people who are a little bit too young. How do I say it? Black Mirror is Reddit, the TV show. Curb is great. Curb is great if you can overlook the... Seinfeld isn't in Curb. He is in some episodes, isn't he? Justified. This is a Keegan pick. Justified's going over Breaking Bad. Get fucked. Get fucked. Breaking Bad fans in shambles. It is worse than Breaking Bad. It is definitely worse than Breaking Bad. It's probably worse than Fargo, too, but I like it more than Fargo. So we'll put it above Fargo. Fargo might drop down. It might drop down. Chernobyl. Oh, Chernobyl's really good, right? Isn't it, like, really good? I haven't seen it. What's up, Time Stu? How are you doing tonight? Jerry only appears in the final episode. Dude, if we're going off of the Game of Thrones rule, then the season finale kind of holds a lot of... Or not season finale, but the finale. Chernobyl was elite. I have to watch it. I have to watch it. Not the disaster show. It was elite. What is our ranking for this? Where would you guys put Chernobyl? Have you seen Chernobyl?
I've seen, like, the first part of it. I know I haven't seen all of it.
Waiting for the last 3 episodes of Arcane to release. People have been telling me to watch Arcane. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Chernobyl. You know what I'm learning about this? Is I just haven't seen a lot of this normie shit, I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen a lot of stuff. Where would you rank Barry? Would you say it's S or A tier? Would you say it's in the same tier as Twin Peaks? Or a tier below?
Probably.
I'd probably put it... Because I'm just, like, super biased.
Like, for safe measures, put it in S. But it's, like, high... No, high A. High A.
How do I spell it? B-A-R-R-Y?
Yeah.
Okay. High A. Have you guys seen Barry? Not a weeb, though. Yeah, I'm not a weeb. I just don't own a television. I'm going to be honest, I just don't watch a lot of TV. I spend a lot of my free time gaming and going to concerts. Like, that's like where I spend most of my free time. Barry was great. I'm going to put Barry on recommendation of the person in the room with me right now. I'm going to put it in A tier above Breaking Bad. I'm going to put it in A tier above Breaking Bad. I'm keeping Breaking Bad in A tier for you, you fucker. Even though I would put it below Justified if it was me personally, because Justified is my guilty pleasure. I have... Oh, The Last of Us. The Last of Us was good. Once again, I hate that the writer is a fucking Zionist, but... I am definitely going to put The Last of Us in high A tier. It was very good. Last of Us was probably... Did you see The Last of Us?
Mm-mm.
You didn't see it? It's probably better than Barry, but worse than Leftovers. The Last of Us show was B tier IMO. The finale was a little weak. Maybe it's worse than Barry and Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad had such a good finale, dude. It had, like, Ozymandias is such a good finale. I'll put The Last of Us below Breaking Bad, but it's a tie for me personally. They should both probably be B tier. Well, no, The Last of Us is a very good show. They should both probably be A tier. Like, if we're speaking objectively. I haven't seen Barry, but I'm going off of, like, a strong recommendation. Okay. What else were we looking up? What did we look up last? Barry. Were we looking at best TV shows all time? Have you guys seen Succession or The White Lotus? Haven't seen either of those.
The White Lotus is good.
I didn't like it. I watched the first
Really?
like 5 episodes. Yeah, I thought it was trash.
I liked it. The first season was a little slow though.
Yeah, I did not like the first. Like, I only watched the first season. I heard it picks up, but it's like...
does. I think it's good.
As with all social commentary, it will probably age poorly. B tier both IMO. Succession is decent. Alright, we already have a glut of B tier. Mindhunter was the peak of Netflix. Mindhunter. I've never even heard of this.
I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
What is it about? What's
It's
it,
like
Brevers? It's like a drama, right?
It's a drama. I think it's about like it's like a detective thing, I think.
Talks about famous criminals.
Yeah.
Did it talk about me? Just kidding. Yeah, it's a fucking haven't seen tier for sure.
It's like serial killers.
Serial killers. Okay, haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Netflix cancels the best shows. They do that, don't they? They book a show that's good for one season to get you hooked, and then they cancel it. And now you've subscribed, and you don't know how to cancel the subscription. Mindhunter was really good. Canceled, though. Okay, the cast was very good. They got actors who look like the criminals. That's hype. Stop saying aged poorly. Started saying period correct. If we're going based off of the period they were released in, then Breaking Bad would be ranked higher, but it would still be below Barry. Like, it would still be exactly where it is. I don't think anything will ever beat Twin Peaks or The Leftovers for me personally, but maybe I'm forgetting something. Like, for me, it's like Twin Peaks S, The Leftovers A, and then all of this shit should just be moved down. Like, for me personally, but I gotta appease the masses here. Was it best television?
X-Files.
X-Files is a Monster of the Week show, right?
What?
X-Files is Monster of the Week.
What do you know?
It's like every episode there's like a new alien
No.
thing or whatever.
No. Like some of it's like that, but there's like long running themes too.
The only episodes of the X-Files that I've seen were Monster of the Week episodes. Where like I love the cast.
There's like there are elements that are Monsters of the Week, but there's also like long running themes and like very long plot lines.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's kind of like it's a mix.
I'm gonna put X-Files, for me personally, under Justified, above Fargo. But I do really like it. This is like like people are talking about easy to digest show. This is it's a fun show to put on, I think, personally.
And then Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone, I've never seen.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen it. The original one or the...
The original one.
Yeah, I never seen it. I ain't never seen it.
That's crazy.
I'll put the X-Files above Fargo. I don't think Monster of the Week can ever be above... Like, any amount of Monster of the Week can ever be above, like, strong narrative.
It's both, though.
The problem is that it's both. You know what I mean? If it was just the narrative, then, you know, we'd be pumping it up higher. The Walking Dead, I only ever watched... I watched season 1. I watched until his friend died. Big Bang Theory S+ tier Kappa. Have you ever seen the series Lost? They said it was good, but that the ending was very bad. I did see it because I was trying to relate to someone. for lack of to not go more into detail. Someone asked me to watch the show, and I watched it, and I was like, "Damn, that show sucked."
I watched it as it came out, and like, it just the gradual decline is jarring.
It's really, really jarring, especially like if you're like putting on, you're like, "Oh, this is kind of intriguing."
It starts off like really good, like they have
just like
good things set up.
every other
they, like,
J.J. Abrams piece of work. Every other J.J. Abrams piece of work is like he knows how to set something up, but he never delivers.
Yeah.
Never delivers. Sorry. Yeah, he's just so bad. I don't know. I can't rank Lost higher than the bottom. It goes into what is it? The punted tier. It goes into Game of Thrones punted tier, but almost worse.
Skins UK.
Skins UK. What's that?
What?
Bro, I don't watch television like you. I like to do shit,
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
but this is like, it's not new. It's from like the early 2000s.
I've never seen it. It could be amazing. Is it really good? What is Skins?
It's like, it's very like high school, but I wasn't in high school when it came out, and it's kind of like, it's a time capsule, and the soundtrack is fucking phenomenal.
Okay. Peaky Blinders is like probably bottom tier, I'll be honest. Peaky Blinders is like Sigma male affirmations. Peaky Blinders is like Justified, but for... Yeah. Yeah. It's like Degrassi, but less slop. Is that Skins?
It's so good.
It's like Degrassi, but less slop.
They held open casting for all of it, and all of the actors had like never played in anything. And
but did it have Drake in a wheelchair? That's the real question. It had Dev Patel. Okay.
Dev Patel, Nicholas Hoult. I don't know how to say her last name.
UK Skins loses points for half the casting ending up in Game of Thrones. I mean, that doesn't make it lose. I've just never seen it.
That happens for like all things that have an English accent.
Do they just end up in another show?
No, it's specifically Skins. Anything that has an English accent, like all the cast is from Skins.
Everyone's like, Peaky Blinders was really good. I'm sorry, but my boy, what the fuck is his name again? Who's that guy who plays the lead? Cillian Murphy. He cannot carry a mid-show on his own. I'm sorry. He must go into C tier. He's very good, but his show, I'm sorry, it's just not that good. It's just not that good. It might even get bumped. It might even be a tier lower. It's definitely not like... Dude, it's just like Blinders is overrated and you're a Brit. That's hilarious. A Brit bong? What does that mean? You hate Brits? Is that I don't know what that means. Is that some slang from the UK that I am not affiliated with? I think it's Game of Thrones Lost tier, I'm going to be honest. It's probably better than Game of Thrones though, right? No, Game of Thrones is probably better than Peaky Blinders. It's a slur for your people. I don't think you. Is there a slur for Brits? I don't. A very PG slur. Oh, okay. I'm happy with the way this is shaping up. I think this is like looking like a pretty solid tier list so far. Yeah, Peaky Blinders is slop for sure. I can't rate Skins because I've never seen it, and I feel like if I watched it now, I'd be like, man, I'm 32. I am 32.
It's like a bunch of high schoolers that are like going to like undergrounds and.
Oh, that sounds like my high school experience. Yeah.
So that's why I think that it's really good because that was like also mine, and it was like very accurate.
Yeah, I'm
like,
sure they
how, like messy it was, and fun and stupid.
Dexter, I cannot rank Dexter. I don't think it would make it the list. I think Dexter is worse than everything on the list so far. Have people watched Ozark? I heard it's like basically Breaking Bad. It's just like Breaking Bad, but different, slightly. I heard The Penguin is cool. I haven't watched it. Westworld. Haven't watched that, I don't think. Oh yeah, that's one we were talking about. People were saying season 1, season 2, and then it fell off. Ozark is pretty good, never really falls off. Interesting.
Ozark is good.
Ozark is good. I've never seen it. It would go in never seen tier.
I haven't seen it, all of it, or like consecutively, but it's really good.
Okay. I'll rank Stranger Things and I'll add Ozark. Penguin is like Sopranos and Gotham. Interesting. Okay. I don't know if I don't like Cape shit that much. Do you guys like Cape shit? Do you like Cape shit? You don't really like hero films, do you?
No.
Yeah. Like, I don't mind it. Like, I'll go see it. I'll go watch Spider-Man or whatever. Spider-Man 85 or whatever movie it is now. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Topia.
Those ones are good.
The animated
Miles
ones?
Morales, Spider-Man. Yeah, those ones are good.
I'm gonna be dead ass. Stranger Things is probably better than Peaky Blinders and Lost, but worse than Game of Thrones. Shogun and Sopranos, I've never seen either of those. What's Shogun? Is that like about a shogun? Or is there like is it like one of those misleading type shit names? I'm sure I'm forgetting something I really enjoyed watching. Here. Shogun's kind of cool. Oh, shit. Alright. What was the other one? Sopranos? I haven't seen it. So we'll add Sopranos and Ozark. We'll add these all to the... We're going to add all these to the queue or whatever. Have you seen Sopranos?
No.
It's kind of like... What is it like?
I know about it vaguely.
Isn't it like The Godfather or something like that? I don't really know. Shogun's about a British soldier who gets shipwrecked in Japan. Oh, white man in Japan type beat. I already know. I seen The Last Samurai. It's Tom Cruise. It's fucking what's that guy?
Which one?
Fucking Matt Damon.
Oh yeah.
He did another one of those. You saw trailers that looks so mid. white man in Japan type beat. So I haven't seen Sopranos. Matt Damon. That's it, yeah. I haven't seen Ozark. These are ones that, like... The Great Wall movie. Oh, God. It was like the... It was terrible, wasn't it? I don't want to save it. I want to save a photo. Blue Eye Samurai is a good animated show, kind of with a similar thing to Shogun. They had to animate the white man in. I haven't seen Ozark either, so... Better Call Saul is probably better than Breaking Bad. Probably. I think pacing-wise, probably. I would watch Better Call Saul.
I've heard the same thing. So.
White man in Japan tier list. That's the next tier list. We're going to do ranking every white man in Japan.
Currently.
Starting with Trash Taste Podcast. Okay. Shit, man. I haven't seen a lot of shows. I'm learning this. There's so much. Okay. What were we talking about? Best television series ever. Okay, I ranked Stranger Things. Dude, some of these are so bad. They're just not even worth ranking. You feel like I would love Megas XLR. If that's an anime, then you're baiting me. You're baiting me live. The Calmest Stream with Keegan. You ask about a series and we end up making a tier list of series. Yes. The Good Place, that was horrible. I heard Girls was good, but I haven't seen it. And Swifty said it was mid. So I'm just going to trust him and not rank it. I haven't seen Arcane. I've heard it's goated. I know it cost a bajillion dollars to make. Squib Game. I haven't watched that.
Squid Game's good.
Is it good? Isn't it just Battle Royale? Isn't it?
Yes, but it has like I think it has like a stronger political message and like anti-capitalism.
Isn't 3% basically Squid Game?
I don't know.
It's like a... It's super, super good. Season 1 was incredible. And then Season 2 was like unwatchable. But yeah, I feel like it's just... Squid Game is the same thing as 3% or whatever. But I could be wrong. Suspenseful horror shows. Oh, American Horror Story. We never ranked that. I would probably rank it low. I'm gonna be dead ass. It's kind of in the slop camp. But it's like horror slop, so it's slightly better slop.
I feel like for that, it really depends on the season.
Yeah. Some of the seasons are really good.
Some of the seasons are really good.
Westerns about television. See, now we're cooking here. Didn't you guys watch Sons of Anarchy? That's some good biker slop. Why is Mandalorian under Westerns? Get the fuck out of here, Disney. Get the fuck out of here. Black Mirror. Oh, yeah, we never ranked Black Mirror. All right. Black Mirror. The Wire is good too. Shows both sides of Baltimore cops and drug dealers live. Yeah, I would love to watch The Wire. The thing with horror slop is 90% of the time you can just enjoy the gore shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's slop, but it's horror slop. So it's kind of a little bit better than your average slop. Breaking Bad to me is Black Mirror to me is Monster of the Week. And so it cannot go above X-Files. I know. You guys are thinking, what? It's not Monster of the Week. I'd be like, you're right. It's like neoliberal anxiety attack of the week. What is something that you should be scared of in modern society of the week? It's going below Fargo.
Stop giving ideas to these military contracts.
I know. I'm fucking saying, bro. Okay, hold on. Sons of Anarchy is like empty calorie television. It's good, but there's probably better things you can be consuming. Mega's XLR was on Adult Swim cartoon where these two lazy dudes come across a giant robot, and it does a lot of good satire on mecha and anime. Not a weeb. Okay, moving on. Sherlock, that not good enough to get ranked. The Crown, haven't seen it. I know a lot of people liked it. A lot of people liked Dark. I never watched it.
Dark was good.
I watched episode 1, I'll say. You feel like Black Mirror is so lazy. It's not that hard to think of a worst case scenario with sci-fi. Yeah, you just go outside. Like, shit. Black Mirror, it's probably worse than Game of Thrones. It's probably, yeah, on average, it's probably worse than Game of Thrones. Like, if you took a random episode of Game of Thrones, it's going to be better than a random episode of Black Mirror. They're both, like, mid, but, yeah, it's gotta be dropped. It might even be lower than all of these. I think Lost is our bottom. If it's not better than Lost, it doesn't get ranked. But Lost is for sure ass. Actually, we should take Lost off, because it's for sure ass. Like, you shouldn't watch it. Everything above Lost, it's like you could get some enjoyment out of, but Lost is just like Blue Balls, the television show. All right. What else do we got here? Dude, there's something I'm forgetting. I can already tell. True Blood was kind of fire, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, the 100. Did anyone watch that? I heard the 100 was very good.
It is very good. I would rate that pretty high.
Albert says, I came back after a while. What's going on? We're ranking TV shows today. This is the RBET Tailgate. This is a late night stream, boys. This is a late night television show ranking. I feel like the 100 could probably get ranked up there. I've never seen it, though. I would go and never seen. I think this is a pretty good tier list. I think we can call it a tier list here. You know what I'm saying? I think it's pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. All right. Does this look like a good final tier list? I'm going to take Lost off because it's so ass. Have you seen the 12 Monkeys series? I haven't even seen The Wire. So probably not. But no. I maybe haven't watched enough TV to make this type of list. I feel like the 100 could be on there, but it just fall under the haven't seen it series. Haven't seen Narcos. I didn't like Fleabag, but a lot of people liked it. I thought it was really, really unwatchable. Did you like Fleabag?
I didn't watch it.
It was like cringe. It was like cringe core. I heard Pachinko's really good. I would watch that. I'll watch Pachinko. Utopia, the British version, is good. When he says the British version. Interview with the Vampire, 2 seasons. Interesting. Organized crime shows, sci-fi shows. I feel like there's not that many good sci-fi shows. I would watch Westworld. I would watch Arcane too. I feel like Arcane might be in A tier after I watch it. A lot of people who I respect their opinions on have said Arcane is very good. The Office, lol. No, we're only ranking good television shows. We're not ranking slop. I've decided that the cutoff is Lost. If it's not better than Lost, then it's slop. Well, Lost is bad.
The Office is better than Lost.
Yeah, but it's still slop. Like it's like
It's good slop.
get out of here. We're not ranking slop. All right, you just can't rank slop because it's all the same. You just put it on and then you do something else. I'm only ranking it's Kino only, okay? No slop allowed. I think Lost is slop too, to be fair. Not a fan of Arcane's art style. I probably would like it just because it's like unique in a way. I think we ranked what needed to be ranked. Okay. If you were to only watch 5 TV shows ever, I think watching these top 5 would be a pretty good one. Watching Twin Peaks, The Leftovers, Barry, Breaking Bad, and The Last of Us would be pretty good 5. I think. I think it'd be pretty good. However, maybe The Last of Us needs to get dropped down on account of the guy being a fucking Zionist. So, I'm going to put it below. I'm going to drop down The Last of Us. I'm sorry. Even though the show is expertly made, I just fucking can't. Avatar animated series. So I did no animation on purpose. Because if we're doing animation, Avatar does clear. Avatar is S tier. If we're doing animated shows. And that's why I haven't ranked Arcane either. Because it's animated. But we are doing no animated. This is all like live action shit. You feel me? Okay. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good tier list. Sell you on Twin Peaks. You never heard of it other than in passing. Twin Peaks is a show made by Mark Frost and David Lynch in the 90s, but you wouldn't know that because it looks so goddamn beautiful. Season 1 and Season 2 come out in 92. It is a murder mystery that is has a lot to do with a supernatural element as well. I can't tell you too much about it beyond that, but I can tell you that Season 3, there's 2 seasons, then there's a movie, which is one of the best movies ever made, and then there's Season 3, which was made 25 years later with all the same cast. And the Season 3 might be the best season of television ever made. So if you want to see something really groundbreaking and really like Twin Peaks set the standard for what a good television show should be, in my opinion. It was the first viral success, quote unquote. It has a huge cult following of people who still talk about it and watch it to this day, and you can rewatch it 17 times and see new shit every single time you watch it. Twin Peaks is arguably the reason any television of quality was made afterwards. It is the reason any television of quality was made afterwards. It is one of the best pieces of media ever made, not just television. I would rank just the Twin Peaks movie alone higher than most movies. It's in my top 5 movies just because of how good Twin Peaks is as a media piece of media. Yeah, it's unbelievably good. It's probably one of the best things ever made in our lifetime. If you would consume any television show, I would tell you Twin Peaks, watch Season 1, Season 2, the movie, then Season 3, and then watch nothing else for a little while. Take a little break. The Leftovers, if I was to sell you on The Leftovers, I would just say it's the best drama, in my opinion. And the premise is really cool and really unique, and Liv Tyler's in it. So there's that. And Liv Tyler's amazing in it. Barry, I haven't seen it, but I have it on good authority that it's better than Breaking Bad, so I put it there. But I would put it in haven't seen it. Breaking Bad, I ranked it this high because I knew people would jump down my throat if I didn't. I really liked the villain and this finale in Breaking Bad. I liked Gus a lot. I liked the finale. I liked the dynamic between Jesse and Walt. I think there's a lot of filler in Breaking Bad, and I personally would have rated it lower, but Justified is just good old-fashioned fucking Western meets dirty cop meets how there's 2 storylines in Justified where there's this guy who is kind of a criminal, but he helps out his community, does a lot for his community, and then there's this guy who's a cop who's trying to figure shit out, but he's kind of a piece of shit. So it's kind of like the duality of like how you can be a criminal and still be a good guy, and how you can be like a cop and still be a piece of shit type beat. And it's like my guilty pleasure, so that's why I have it rated this high. X-Files is fun. Apparently, it's a little bit more than Monster of the Week, but yeah, Fargo is good. Season 1, and then there's a couple seasons that are pretty good of Fargo, but season 1 is definitely worth watching. The Last of Us season 1 is worth watching, but I hate the writer. Game of Thrones fell the fuck off. It like builds up to this huge finale, and then the finale sucks. Ulysses says, you got me about to start binge watching Twin Peaks. Didn't even know about it. You weren't born yet. Yeah. Give it some time. Give it like 3 episodes and you'll be locked in. It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. The pilot is really good. Yeah, no, honestly, it's just really, really incredibly well made. For like, imagine like there's nothing before it to set the standard. It kind of sets the standard for everything else. Black Mirror is slop. Monster of the Week slop. Stranger Things season 1 was okay, but then it turned into rehashed garbage to sell merchandise to children. Peaky Blinders is like Sigma Male, the TV show. And then the haven't seen yet tier, I am looking forward to watching The Wire and Chernobyl. I'm probably not going to watch Mad Men or Sopranos. I might check out Mindhunter. And I'm probably not going to watch Ozark. You haven't watched Game of Thrones, but you've been hesitant to watch it because of what you've heard about the last season. I would say just watch the new show, which is like House of the Dragon. Probably just watch that instead, because that one doesn't have a finale that's going to ruin it for you. Yeah, I'm excited to watch Chernobyl. I think that one is really up my alley. I feel like that's going to be the type of television that I think is worth consuming, or is worth my time. But yeah. Hopefully that'll get you guys prepped for RBET rulers tomorrow so you can multi-screen. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm going to call it a night. I will see you guys tomorrow, 10 a.m. PST, for RBET rulers, the season finale of RBET this year. Very excited. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.